Chair now takes great pleasure in welcoming to the rostrum Her Excellency Governor Madison Poshkus of Auburn High School for her address.
Thank you. It has been said that in order to understand where we are headed, we must first understand the circumstances from whence we have come. As citizens of Massachusetts, we exist as neighbors to our country's own history, never terribly far from a place where our framers fought tirelessly towards building a nation that they felt proud to call their own. While it is paramount that we reflect on this rich history, we must derive from it a different lesson, a lesson in determination. As crusaders of progress in an ever-changing world, we as students must fight with the tenacity of our forefathers towards a brighter future by promoting the common good. The future that I speak of will be one illuminated by the light of comprehensive civic education for ourselves and for our peers. As a national beacon of social progress and a global trailblazer of educational standards, it is my belief that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts has the power to set the tone of the national conversation surrounding American civic education. Signed into law by Governor Baker this past fall, Act S 2631, an act to promote and enhance civic engagement, will serve as an essential foundation on which we will build a coalition of Massachusetts youth who strive to advance the classical Republican principle of the common good. While these lessons and projects that comprise the new curriculum start in our public schools, the benefits of civic education extend far beyond the walls of the classroom. Civic education fosters leaders, critical thinkers, and mindful citizens that enthusiastically participate in the democratic process even before they are of legal voting age. As students, it is our job to never stand idly by, but to be perpetually seeking opportunities in civic engagement. For instance, the opportunity to serve as midterm election assistants was afforded to myself in my AP government classes this past November. We assisted Auburn's electorate in finding their precinct, fed their ballots into the machines, and provided administrative assistance to the town's election committee before and after the polls were open. This was an incredibly rewarding opportunity, one that allowed us to experience the democratic process right in our own high school's gymnasium. It is these voluntary, hands-on experiences in civic engagement that I encourage my peers to pursue whenever possible. Opportunities such as these strengthen our community twofold, allowing our students to observe democracy in action while providing assistance, thus advancing the common good. Most importantly, we are actively affirming to these student volunteers that the most important facet of our democracy is that it starts in our own backyards. This invigorates students of voting age to cast their ballots and maintains the political enthusiasm of younger students at a promising momentum. By maximizing student engagement in politics, we are ensuring that a new generation will skillfully inherit our world. It is my belief that we, the progeny of today's citizenry, must engage in healthy and spirited debate today in order to lead by example tomorrow. We have been born into an era of political divisiveness and hyperpartisanship so intense that it mirrors violent chapters in the storybook that is our history. I am reminded of the fate that befell our very own Senator Charles Sumner in 1856. It is our responsibility not to add fuel to these fires, but to learn how to tame them, ushering in a new era of American compromise where our politics will unite us rather than divide us. Those who can understand and empathize with all sides of an issue and can consciously make an informed decision rather than resorting to apathy are the most valuable members of any democracy. The transformation of our students into champions of discussion, debate, and compromise starts in our public schools, where the beliefs of students should be held to the highest possible regard. It is then the duty of our students to join or create the organizations within our school communities that foster skills of healthy debate. As a delegate of my own school's Model United Nations and We the People team, I have experienced firsthand the lessons that these clubs impress upon their members. My hope is that the newly signed legislative act inspires essential conversations that extend outside of the classroom and encourages students to never stop researching and never stop discussing. These discussions will aid the youth of Massachusetts in striving to advance the common good of all through individual acts of civic virtue. It is my vision that the present youth of Massachusetts will soon become some of the most civically engaged people in the country, and that we will effectively utilize the lessons we learn to galvanize others towards national change. Rather than tiptoe around the schisms that exist in our communities, in our nation, and in our world, let us tactfully embrace them. Let us listen more loudly than we speak, and let us strive to stimulate our democracy every day. To echo the sentiments of the great Governor John Winthrop, let Massachusetts again be a city on a hill, and may the rest of the nation look up to us, transfixed with the civic competence of the coming generation. Thank you very much.